Question 1 says, winter 2018-19 was the wettest on record in the United States. The average rainfall was 9.01 inches, and how many centimeters was this to the nearest centimeter? So to get from inches to centimeters, you multiply by 2.54. So we're going to do 9.01 times 2.54, and yes, a calculator exam, remember. So you do that, 9.01 times 2.54 is equal to, and that came out as 22.8854. It says the nearest centimeter, so nearest centimeter is 23. Question 2 says Kendra flips a coin and rolls a dice. List all the possible outcomes in the table and have list all the possible outcomes in the table below, and 2 have already been filled in for you. So you've got head 1, and you could have head 2, head 3, head 4, head 5, head 6, and then tail 1, tail 2, tail 3, tail 4, tail 5, and tail 6. Given that each outcome is equally likely, find the probability that Kendra gets a 5. Okay, so a 5 is going to be these two. So you've got 2 ways out of 12, and remember you must cancel that down. That is 1 over 6. Kendra gets a tail and an odd number. So let's just circle all the ones which are tails and odd numbers. So tails and odd numbers. So you have a tail 1, a tail 3, a tail 5. So a tail and an odd number is 3 out of 12, which works out to be 1/4. Okay, it says write down the next 2 terms in the sequence below. Right, this is your cubic sequence. This is your series of cube numbers. That's 1 cubed, 2 cubed, 3 cubed, 4 cubed. The next one's going to be 5 cubed. So 5 times 5 times 5. Work it out if you have to. So 5 times 5, we should know is 25. And then if you do 25 times 5, you will get 125. It is calculator exam. Forgot that, calculator exam. So the next one, 6 cubed, it's going to be 216. Concrete mixture contains cement, sand, and gravel in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. So that's your cement, your sand, your gravel. It says a weight of concrete contains what weight of concrete contains 36 kilograms of gravel. So the gravel, remember, is 3 parts. So that means 36 kilograms is equal to 3 parts. What you want to do then is work out what 1 part is. So you divide by 3 to get down to here, and 36 divided by 3 would be 12. And you need to find all these parts, so which is 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6 parts. And 6 parts is going to be our 12 times our 6, which is going to be 72 kilograms. Okay, just spotted. I could have done this an awful lot easier. We had 3 parts at the start. You could have just multiplied by 2 to get your 6 parts, but there we go. It says work out the weight of sand contained in 198 kilograms of concrete. So the concrete is 6 parts, remember, and we need to get to the sand. Is there an easier way of us doing this one? Sand was 2 parts, so yeah, we could just divide by 3 to get down to 2 parts, which is going to be 66. When you divide that by 3, you're going to get 66. Yep, 19 divided by 3 is 6. Carry over 1, 18 divided by 3 is our 6 cent. Okay, so 66 kilograms. Next one, Phil changes 230 euros into pounds. Jerry changes 168 euros into pounds, and the exchange rate is this. So let's see. For Phil then, what does he get? So from pounds to euros, you multiply by 1.04. So going back the way from euros to pounds, you're going to 1.09. Sorry, you're going to divide by 1.09. So he's got 203, and then dividing by 1.09, and let's do that out. So sorry, 230 divided by 1.09 works out to be 211.01. That's going to be pounds. And then Jerry is 168 divided by 1.09. 68 divided by 1.09, which works out to be 154.13. 2 decimal places. Remember, we're dealing with pounds and pence, so 2 decimal places. And then you've got to do 211.01 minus your 154.13. So we'll just do that again on our calculator. 211.01 minus 154.13, and that gets me 56.88. So that's £56.88. Okay, supermarket sells coffee jars in 2 different sizes, as illustrated below. So which is better value? So it's probably easiest just to work out what 1 gram is. They're not particularly nice measurements and masses here to convert. So we'll just do it as calculator exam, thankfully, so we can just say for this one, for the first one, 1 gram is going to be equal to £6.48 divided by 180. So to work out what the cost per gram is going to be. So £6.48 divided by 180, and that works out to be 0.036. Same idea over here. 1 gram is going to be £8.80 divided by 275. So £8.80 divided by 275, which works out not much in it. Works out as 0.032. So as you would have expected, the bigger jar is slightly cheaper, not very much cheaper, but that's it. So which jar is bigger? Sorry. So the 275 gram jar is cheaper, or is better value, we should say. Not cheaper, better value. Okay, add that in. Right. Next one says Marie has a recipe for spaghetti carbonara which requires the following ingredients. We've got a whole pile of different things here, different grams. Marie only has 150 grams of bacon. How much of the other ingredients should she use? So we want to change this. So how you get from 200 to 150? First of all, you can divide by 200, so 200 goes on the bottom line, and then multiply by 150, and that is the same as multiplying by 3/4. So that's really what we're doing. So to get from 200 grams to 150, so all of these things here need to be multiplied by 3/4. So you're going to do, there we are, happy days, we can do it here. So 500, zoom out here so we can see this. So for the spaghetti, first of all, it's going to be, my working out is going to be 500 times 3/4, and then we'll just do that. So 500 times, let's say 0.75 on the calculator is the easiest way to do it. That's going to be 375. Next one is 8 times 0.75 is 6. Next one is going to be 76 times 0.75, and that's going to be 57, and the last one is going to be 48 times 0.75, which is going to be 36. Okay, next one says calculate the size of the angle A. Let me zoom over a wee bit. Calculate the size of the angle A. Right, first thing I'll do is find this angle. So how we find that angle? We've got 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides. So we've got a pentagon. We're going to work out the size of the interior angles. The sum of interiors. So the sum of interiors is equal to n minus 2 times 180. So in this case, that's going to be 5 minus 2 times 180, which is 3 times 180, which is 540 degrees. So all of my angles add up to 540 degrees. So, and we've got all of our angles here. So we're going to just say my missing angle, I'll call this angle B, give it a name. So B is going to be equal to 540 minus 129 plus 106 plus 132 plus 112. And we'll just work that out and see what we get. So it's going to be 540 minus, if I just add all those things up, 129 plus 106 plus 132 plus 112. I get 479. So then your B is equal to 540 minus 479, which is equal to 61. And then to get your angle A and B are on a straight line. So angle A is just going to be equal to 180 minus 61. 180 minus 61 works out to be 119 degrees. Okay, so I'll just zoom out so you can see that entire one there. Quite a bit to that one. And that's it. So you've got to find your sum of your interiors. They work out to be 540 degrees. Then take all the other four angles away from 540 to get your B. Once you find your B, A and B are on a straight line. So 180 minus your angle B, which was 61, gives you 119. Okay, trial and improvement then. Next one. It says the equation x cubed minus 3x equals 34 has a solution between 1 and 5. And use a trial and improvement method to find this solution. So I'm going to just try 3 first of all, and I'm putting in, this is what I'm putting into my calculator, brackets 3 cubed minus 3 times brackets 3, and then every time I'll just change this number that's in brackets. So this number here will just change every time I do this. So I fire that into my calculator, brackets 3, close my brackets, that was cubed, and minus 3 times brackets 3 and press equals, and I get 18. Okay, so my target, remember, I wanted it to be 34, so it is way too small. So we'll try the 4. So go into my thing and delete the 3's inside the bracket, change them to 4's, and that gives me 52, which is too big. It's closer to my 4 than it is to my 3, I think. So I'm going to, this is guesswork here, I'm going to try 3.7. So put in 3.7. And that gives me 39.553, which is still too big, not too much, too big. I'm going to try 3.6. So again, delete that to 3.6. Oh dear, it's still too big. The next one has to be the right one. Still too big. And then 3.5 we'll try, hopefully. Hopefully this is smaller than 34. And it is, thankfully, it is 32.375. Okay, what we have done so far then, folks, we have shown that it's between 3 and 4, because 3 was too small, 4 was too big. And now we have said, if I have to bother to write that in, this one is too small. So we've also shown it's between these two. Now you've got to give your answer correct to one decimal place. So my answer will be either 3.6 or 3.5. But what you must do, even if you guess correctly, you must check. So check halfway between those. So check 3.55, and let's have a look. So change that again on your calculator, and that is 34.088875, which is too big. Ever so slightly too big, but still too big nonetheless. Okay, so if 3.55 is too big, 3.6 would be way too big, so your answer has to be 3.5, and that's the one decimal place. Okay, this is a relative frequency sort of question. It says, when a spinner was spun 50 times, it landed on red 12 times. When spun another 50 times, it landed on red another 9 times. So, right, so first of all, calculate the relative frequency for red after the first 50 spins. So it was landed on red 12 times out of 50. So 12 divided by 50 is equal to, and that is 0.24. After 100 spins, so it was 12 plus 9 over 100. So 12 plus 9 is 21 divided by 100, and that is going to be 0.21. When spun another 50 times, the spinner lands on red another 9 times. What is the value of the relative frequency? So what value of the relative frequency gives the best probability for the spinner landing on red? So after 150 spins, it has landed 12 plus 9 plus another 9 divided by 150. So if you do that, 12 plus 9 plus another 9 is 30 divided by 150 is 1/5, which is 0.2. And that is your best answer. And because there have been more trials, the more you do an experiment, the better the probability gets. So this first one, 0.24, was only after 50 spins, and it improves to 0.21 after 100 spins, and it's improved again to 0.2 after 150 spins. So it's 0.2 is the best because there were the most number of spins. Okay, a spinner lands on yellow 40 times in the first 100 spins. Estimate the probability of the spinner landing on yellow. So it's 40 over 100, which is 0.4. Okay, you could also give it as 2/5 as well, would be fine. And then estimate how many times the spinner will land on yellow in 300 spins. So it's going to be 0.4 times the 300. And again, you're just doing 0.4 times 300 to get 120. Okay. Question 11 says a solid cone has a vertical height of 12. It has a slant height, which is L times 13, and it's a base radius of 5. Work out the total surface area. Total surface area of the cone then is pi RL plus, so that's the curved surface area is pi RL plus pi r squared, which is your circular base. So it's going to be pi times r, which is 5, times L, which is 13, plus pi times r, which is 5, and that's squared, which is going to be work out as 65 pi plus 25 pi, which works out as 90 pi, and they want your answer in terms of pi. Next question is fairly tricky. It says the following linear equation represents a closed region. So you've got these lines to draw. So you've got x plus y equals 3 to draw. And probably easiest to draw that as y is equal to minus x plus 3, which crosses at 3 because the intercept is 3 and the gradient is minus 1. So your m is equal to minus 1 and your c is equal to 3. So we'll draw that one first. I'll mark on those points. So 3, and if it has a gradient minus 1 means as I go across 1, I go down 1. So it's also going to cross at this 3 here. So I'm just going to pause the video and then draw a straight line through those. So you can see I've drawn my x plus y is equal to 3. Next thing we've got to draw is 2y minus x is equal to 4. And again, I'll rearrange and write that as 2y is equal to x plus 4, or y is equal to a half x plus 2. So it crosses at 2. Mark that on. It crosses at 2 and has a gradient of, gradient of a half. So it means as I go across 1, I go up a half, which means that it takes me to go up 2 to go up 1. So it goes through that point, and it will also go through that point, those series of points there, and back the way as well. So I've got a few points there for it to go through. Again, I'll pause the video and I'll draw this line. So this is my line. 2y minus x equals 4. I'll pause the video and draw it. Okay, so you can see that line is drawn. My last line is a nice easy one. It's just drawing your line y equals 5. So you draw your line y equals 5. And it's just a horizontal line going through 5. So here we go, horizontal line going through 5. There's my 5. And there we have it. Okay, so that was y equals 5. The question then asks you to say, it says, by drawing straight lines done and shading, show the region on the grid, show the region on the grid below. So first of all, we'll do the easy one first. We've got y is less than or equal to 5. So y is less than or equal to 5. We want to shade the unwanted bit. So less than 5 is like this. And the wee trick for doing these to make life a lot easier, if you make y the subject, and then you can easily see what way it's going to go. So here we had I'll make y the subject in this first inequality. This one, y is going to be greater than or equal to minus x plus 3. and because it's greater than or equal to, that means we want above your line. So find that line and we want above it. That means we shade below it. So this was your line here, and we want above it, so we'll shade below it. And then again in this one, make y the subject. So in this one here, now we've sort of done that above, you can see, so we'll just put an inequality sign. It's y is greater than or equal to a half x plus 2. So again, it's greater than, so we want above that line, so we shade below. Okay, and then this is your region R that we want. Okay, so that's a hard part of the question done. Next part of the question says, hence work out the maximum value of 3x plus 2y in this region. The maximum values are always, or the values are always going to be near corners, so you test the corner points, and the whole number integers around the corner points. So if we have a look at these points, remember it was 3x plus 2y, and the other corner point, the most important one, is here. And this one is really the only one we need to test, because this has got a better, because these are both positive, it's positive 3x and positive 2y. This has got the best, out of all these points, it's got the best x value and it's got the best y value, so it's going to be the best one. So it makes this question very, very easy. So we're testing this coordinate here, which was, what was it, 6, 5. So at 6, 5, you're going to have 3x plus 2y is going to be equal to 3 times my x value, which is 6, plus 2 times my y value, which is 5, which is going to be 18. 3 times 6 is going to be 18. 2 times 5 is going to be 10, which is going to be 28. Okay. And the last question, is this the last question? It's not the last question at all, nonsense. This question says a book club offers 26 different books for sale. 5 of the books cost £3 each. 6 of the books cost £4 each. 7 of the books cost £6 each. 8 of the books cost £7 each. And Abby wants to buy 2 books for exactly £10. How many combination of books can she choose from? Right, first of all, she can get a £3 book and a £7 book. So this one and this one will work together. And there's 5 of the £3 books and there's 8 of the 7. So 5 times 8. Also, she could, I'll do this in a red colour, she could get a £4 book and a £6 book, and it would add up to 10. So that's going to be, and there's 6 of the £4 books and 7 of the £6 books. So if we do those both together, that's going to be 40. 40 plus 42. So there's 82 different combinations, and that should be the answer. Question 14 says, triangle R is reflected in the line y equals 1, and its image is rotated 90 degrees clockwise about the point 1 minus 1. Draw the final image after these two transformations and label it S. Okay, first of all, I've already drawn the line y equals minus 1. You can see it's just a horizontal line going through y equals minus 1. So we're going to reflect this triangle here, reflect it down, and see where it goes to. So this point is 2 away from your mirror line, so it's going to be 2 away on the other side. This is 2 away, it's going to be 2 away on the other side. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away on the other side. So when we draw your image of the first bit after the reflection, that's what you're going to get. Okay, I've done that very roughly. And then this has to be rotated about the point 1 minus 1. So this is your center of rotation. So you can use your tracing paper to do this. But this wee bit will swing round to here. So it's going to swing round like this. And that's where your final triangle is going to be. So we were to label this triangle S. And the last bit describes fully the single transformation which maps R to S. Getting from R back to S is a reflection in your line y equals minus x. I'm just going to draw that line in to show you. So we'll just do minus 6 from here down to almost. Sorry, let me just get that right. That's good enough. Okay, so you can see if I zoom in, you can see why this is. To get from here, there's your line y equals minus x, this diagonal line is drawn, and it's one diagonal square to get to it, one diagonal square to get to the other side, and from here 1.5 and a half and 1, so 1.5, and here it's 2 whole diagonal squares, so 2 whole diagonal squares. So you can see it is definitely a reflection. It is a reflection in the line y equals minus x. Reflection in y equals minus x. And that is the end of this question paper.